device to be able to be interactive through this process. Like you can send it to them, you can give them assessments sent to their device, you can put a problem up on the board, have them respond to it, anything like that on any personal device that they have. So I'll just I'll sign into mine. I won't show you what I do, I'll kind of just show you if you were a first time user here.
And you just set up an account?
Yeah, so just set up an account on any email address. I use this school, and and they haven't shot anything back to me, so I don't get any spam from them. So if I were to do it again, though, I would probably do it on my Google account or one of my personal accounts, just because I don't like that to get clustered up. But any account, it's really easy. Just basically doesn't even ask for many questions. You just get an account. And this is pretty much what pops up. These are only the couple tabs that you really need to worry about, more or less these three. It's sometimes easier to set up classes. If you're really willing to give an assessment, then I would go ahead and insert classes. I didn't have to do that, but if I would want to give an assessment on here, a 5-answer question or whatnot, I would for sure probably set up a class. So that's how I would start. So I would click on my classes here. I already have a couple classes created, but all you do is you just create a class, and it just simply bio, whatever, just subject, science, and then it just however long the class would go. So if it's semester long, year, class, whatever, you can put that in there. And go ahead and just save it. It puts it in your bank. Then what I would do is then I would go in and put my roster in. And this is important for assessment so you can see which data kind of comes back to you. So go ahead and then you can create a student. And let's just create 2 students for now, just kind of for the sake of it. All right, so I have all my students. I spent a little bit of time doing that. Awesome. Now that I got my classes in, now I can create, if I want, I can create a lesson. So here's one of my lessons, and I'm not going to go ahead and look into that right now. But so this is just a complete blank screen. So the nice thing is, if somebody already has something created, you can search it. The community, it's like a community thing. So there's 1,352 different lecture-based ClassFlow presentations that are out there that for you to use. Now, there's nothing for early FI. I don't know if there's even another FI teacher that would ever use something like this. So, but they can look at this one if they want to. I don't know. You can research that, and it kind of pops up. And I'm not 100% sure. A lot of elementary teachers kind of use it, but so you can use that in the community. But you can create it. So create new lesson. And basically now at this point, it's kind of just a whole lot like PowerPoint. You can insert pictures and things like that. The nice thing is any web resource that you want to use, you can copy and paste it and put it right in here, and it'll kind of pop it up. So if I were, what would be something you would learn in biology? Well, just like
cell structure, I guess.
Okay, so if you would want to get this image up, then I would view image. I could copy and paste this. Search it. And I think it actually, it searches it through Bing, not Google. So I would have to go through Bing, but you can do it that way, and then that picture right there would pop up on this page right here. So basically, instead of cutting and pasting, you can kind of just use all the web resource right here, and then it kind of comes with a link on the bottom. So you can do it that way, or you can just text box it and just type in whatever you want right here.
Better than years past, I believe.
and they call them cards, not presentations. So let's see, let's try to get up, trying to get a picture here. Otherwise, what you could do is you could use a picture from anything from, that so you can just save it on your computer as well. That'd be another way. I'll just kind of use this because I have a picture of it, so. We'll just change it to archery just to make it easier. So it's good to show. Okay, so this might just be an archery thing. So I created another card. I can start to get into text now. This is just starting to develop more of a PowerPoint presentation. That's basically what I'm doing right now, is creating a PowerPoint presentation. But the one nice thing that I do want to show you is that let's put this in, and I want to make this more of a review to start. Like, I'm checking for understanding right off the bat. Archery unit, I have no clue what these students know already, but I want to check. So I can review, and then what I can put in here. So let's just save this. And hopefully, if you have any questions to ask, because I played around with it a lot, so I might kind of sound like I'm jumping around a whole lot. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'm just trying to make this as basic as I can make it. But I'm no expert by any means, but I've played around with it enough where I can answer some questions. So up here, it would be just like PowerPoint viewer, like just gonna review my doc. This is just, I'm going to show you what I have put together so far, so do less of which I will edit. So the one nice thing is, so I'll play it here, so I can start my lecture and things like that. And now this is where it kind of gets interesting, setting it to devices. So let's just say I've set it up, and now I'm gonna lecture. And all I want to do is just lecture a 2-slide review. That's all I'm doing. So class comes in, okay, quick lesson on archery right now, and now all I'm going to do is review. Right now, so what I would do is I would have the students link up on here. And how I would do that is I would have on the whiteboard. So, and if you want to do that now, if you brought any technology or anything like that, I can show you if you have a tablet or something like that. If you don't, I can have you borrow mine. But you click this right here, and this is how you connect students. This is all you do. Just connect students, and it gives you a code. And this code right here, they're going to go to www.classflow.com/learner. And it's going to prompt them to put this code in. So it already has the teacher in there. I'll try getting it up here so I can kind of show you what it looks like.
Eric, what is the website again?
It's just classflow.com.
Yep. But to plug that in, is it something
to plug this one.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is classflow.com, and then just a /learner.
Okay.
And then what I usually do is I have it on the whiteboard right here. I have that website right there /learner. I just say, now I want everybody on their tablet or their personal device to type in this website. And then they go ahead and hit to that website, and then it prompts them to go to a different, it'll pop up, and I'm trying to get this up right here. Okay, so this is what it'll kind of show. It'll look just like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be, can't really see it, but so it prompts them, please sign in, enter your name and things like that. And then it asks for enter code, and this would be the code that you would enter in. So you could probably, and you can do it with a laptop, a phone, anything that can hook up to internet.
So do I click join only anyway? I don't see my name on the roster. So it
yeah,
says,
that's fine. Just click Tim or something. Does it give you some options?
well, yeah, but it says also join anyway. You still can't see your
Yeah,
name.
that's fine. You can do that. And it should then pop up right here. Okay, so now I'm waiting for if it's not showed up as a green symbol, I'm waiting for you now. So it'd be waiting for me to join in. and all these other names and stuff like that. But you're in right here, so I can
Okay.
see you already. So once you have 24 students in your class, it shows you that all 24 are linked up live, ready to go. So then, if you want to send it to anything on the PowerPoint that you have, or I call it PowerPoint, but anything you have on the screen, you can go ahead and send it right to their device. So I'm going to go ahead and send it to you right now. So now it should pop up on your screen.
Got it.
So if and it would also, I guess, sometimes it's beneficial to have it on the screen, sometimes it's not. If you want to go back, sometimes I'll click back or I'll hit this button and get it off there. So now it should just be.
Eric, before you go any further, if he does any addition, if he adds a word or two to his monitor right here, can he then throw that back to you?
If you would type something in there or
Correct.
something?
If he
can't
types
right now.
something in along with archery.
I
No,
can't.
Or
it
can't.
is view only for him.
View
so.
only, okay.
So yeah, you wouldn't be able to send any feedback back to me right now. So quick, what I would do from here then is if everybody's linked in, good to go. Let's just say now I would prompt a question. I might have a question up on a board. Let's say you're checking a review, and I could have done this right here. I could send this. Here's where your scientific notation is, or whatever you would be solving. However you would, maybe a question that you would ask that you worked on yesterday. You could have that written right in here, and you could ask them to solve it. And then right here, you can send a poll, start a poll. It gives you options. So obviously for that one, and it starts a poll, and it should send it something back to you where you can type in.
Please enter a word or phrase.
So just type in.
Oh, I got
type in
some.
some hoopla or something.
Oh, it's not working.
There it is.
And it should show up as soon as you hit send in the upper right.
Oh, I
corner.
see it now.
There should be a send, and it should tell me all participants have responded. I'm good to go. Like that. So you can activate pens, have a blank screen up here, write stuff up on there. If anything that you would write up on there, you can go ahead then send it right to the student. So you could type up your whatever type of equation. And I'm just talking, I guess, specifically science because we kind of got started here. But anything that you would want, ingredients, you could write them all up on here. And if somebody is way over in the corner of the room and you have a specific recipe that you want them to make that you kind of made up on your own, you could just quickly write it up on here. And then just, if they have their phone on them, just send it to their phone and they have then it right in front of them while they're over at their station. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there for things that you could use for it.
Can they save it?
Well, I'm sure they could screenshot it if they would want to.
That's really much still need.
Yeah,
Waited, okay.
I think so. I think that would be the easiest way if you would ask me. Just screenshot it if that phone or device allows them to, which most of the devices you would be able to do that. Even with a computer, you'd be able to do that. So I guess, do you have any questions regarding, is this something you would want to use as a lecture base? Try to get rid of some of your PowerPoints or whatever you had been using to install something like this. Do you see any value to this? Do you want me to keep going? Do you want me to show you anything else that I know? I mean, there's definitely more things that you can kind of figure out in here, but I haven't had, I guess, too much of a chance to play around with it. It's definitely something that has more capability than I've ever even touched right now. So if there's any questions that you do have and things that you want to try seeing.
I don't know if you answered this question earlier, but Eric, can you put a PowerPoint in there and then save it as a card? I mean, they call it cards.
Yeah, I know, and this is what intrigued me when the individual came 30 hours. He said that you were able to. Now, I didn't have a PowerPoint where I needed to put one in there.
Sure.
He said you could. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I would have to play around with it a little bit more. That could be something that I could look into and then figure out how to do it. I'm sure it's not very difficult because I'm assuming that all it is just going to plug and make all cards from the PowerPoint. what's the editing ability after we get an assessment, a quick assessment set up. So here's just a quick one that I had for our 5 components, but so here's how I would set up an assessment. I'm just gonna show you back at, so I'm not going too fast. This will pop up, nothing will be here. This one will be deleted, there'll be nothing here. And all I'll do is I'll just hit create, a lot like you would just create a lesson, and you just type in the title of the assessment. And I don't know what we could, just something on. So here's where you can put a description. You can, I guess you can just put like a, you just put a picture or something like that in there, and this is just the description that they'll see before it gets sent to their device or whatnot. So you, all right, so if you would want it scored, if you want the questions randomized so that the person next to them that might have a device doesn't get them in order, so that they can't kind of be peeking over at them and saying, okay, well, number 2, they put B, whatever. So you can randomize it so that this person might get question 5 first and that person might get question 1 first. That can be just something you can do. Time, how long do you want it? If you don't want it, if you some students kind of drag their feet a little bit more because they don't take it as seriously. You can just put a time limit on. If they know that it has to be in by then, that's something that maybe might get them in a little bit more of a hurry, I guess, with the thought of any of your students that might need a little bit of help with their tests or take a little bit longer because of some learning disabilities or something like that. I guess you would know that already, but so I guess, and then the next thing that you could do is just have them resubmit. I'm not a big fan of resubmitting questions because I guess they want them to think through it and do it right the first time so that they don't have to spend 20 minutes on one question. But that could be just something that, depending upon what level of class or whatnot you're teaching and how well they should know what you can do. So all that right there, just hit save, and that starts your assessment right there. So now you can start adding questions. So right in this question box, and this is where it gives you the opportunity to put in whatever you want. So multiple choice question right here. All right, that's what you get. All right, so then this would be the point now where you can go, if it were the incorrect answer, this is where you put false. If it were a multiple choice, then you would put the correct answer in there, and then it would shoot back right now. This would be if you had a chance and ability where they could respond or re-answer the question. It would send, if they hit submit, it would say incorrect answer. Then they might be able to look back in their notes or something like that quickly and try to figure it out again. And maybe you can allow it where they might only be able to answer it twice so that they don't hit A, submit, B, submit, and that's kind of why I don't really like the resubmit option anyway. So this kind of self-explanatory, and then all you do is hit save up here, and it starts to bank that question. Then same thing, on and on and on. You can keep whatever 5 questions that you want to do. So you've got this set, you've got this ready to go. Back to assessments, and I don't know if you're still in, but let's just say I want to deliver it now. All I would do is hit deliver. You punch this code in, then again.
Was that because you went from lesson to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know why. I gotta be a name on the list. Well, it says what it is. Well, am I on your list?
Oh, okay, yeah, because I didn't put you in. So, because of classes. So I would add, he would be in on my list then.
I just put PR. So I gotta reconnect again, right?
Maybe not.
Says, yeah, I'm connected to bio
Yep,
10th,
yep.
now waiting for teacher. I'll try coming back in. What's the code again? QB4BM.
There you go.
Now it just gave me a prompt to join the class.
Yep, so you hit that,
I did.
okay?
No.
And then does it prompt you to Civil War?
Now I just got an X. Now it's coming up. So
Yep.
more one question.
Yep, okay, so then it'll ask you, is this your
So
class?
do I answer right or wrong?
What's that on,
True or false?
on the, was it in the 1800s?
Well, yes, it was.
Yeah,
but
that's right, so you can hit true, or whatever, you can hit false.
is there some? Okay, submit answer.
Yep. Then you just type it in right there. If it weren't a true and false, if it weren't actually a word answer where it was y equals m3x plus 2 or whatnot, if that was the right answer, if they didn't type that in, then it wouldn't say it was false. Or you can have it set up so resubmit answer or whatnot, and they can keep working on it and on their piece of paper and resubmit it. And that'll show up differently on here. That'll just show up correct or incorrect. I don't. This feature, I just wish that there was a quicker access point to it. But it's not all too bad just to go back to classes and click it if it were just to review all of them. And I think it would look cleaner if we had six questions rather than just one. But
Now, is the class code going to be the same all the time?
it will be for any time that's used, yes. So I've given the 5 components lecture 7-8 times now, and it's always been the same code.
Okay.
So, but for some of my classes here, this would have been when I showed it at WHPE. So I had all the people kind of log in, and this would be all Phi Ed and health majors. So 85% of our Phi Ed majors said that they could identify what all the 5 components of fitness are. 4% of them said that they couldn't identify what they are, which is only be 2 people in the entire lecture hall, and then some people didn't know. So that's kind of how I use it sometimes. I'll prompt a question. Would you be able to, right now, if I asked you the 5 components, would you be able to send it to their device, yes or no answer, boom, 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 boom. And then I had them say, okay, well now you told me that you know how to do that, well now text them in for me. And then I had them do that as well. So I could go back and look and see who actually did it and how long it took them. So that's kind of a little bit on how I do it. I'm sure there's something like that through your camera on your computer, and you'd record it and then stop it, and it saves it to your computer. All you'd have to do is just go to My Resources, hit the video, and then put it on a bookmark or what do they call those cards, and then it would just pop up right there. So instead of sometimes in YouTube videos, same thing. You can pull up YouTube video, and instead of having to, and I know on putting it into PowerPoint is kind of a pain in the neck sometimes because you got to embed it, then cut a couple things out, then add a couple numbers, and then go over on PowerPoint, hit insert video and all that other stuff. Well, this one you really don't have to do it. It just takes it right off there. But it's Bing friendly. It's not as Google friendly. So if you were to use search engines, it likes Bing. I don't know why. Like when I was trying to implement pictures and things like that, I had to go to Bing, which I'm just not used to. But it wasn't too bad once I figured it out. So
So if you clicked on Google Drive, could you log into yours?
Yeah. let's see. So. See, I'm not 100. I haven't even looked into any of this stuff yet.
Okay.
So I'm
No
not.
problem.
So I don't even know where the accept button is. If I would work to.
I think it's on the bottom, so no problem.
Is it? Okay.
If you scroll down, I think, is that?
Yeah, it's not allowing me to scroll. Oh yeah. Let's just check it out. Oh yeah. Okay. So here would be my, well, it's pulling it up, but unsupported files. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that's all about, but here's some. I don't know if I can pull up my check for understanding points or not, but I don't think it's allowing me to. So, again, play around with it if you're interested and figure out some of the tools. And I know from some of the resources that I have looked at, YouTube's pretty good to just it plays around. You can see what other teachers are doing with it as well, and see how they're using it in their classroom, and basically how to create a lab. This is kind of how I figured it out, because I don't think the guy that came in here 30 hours really sat down and said this is exactly how you set it up. He just showed the features of what it can do, and I don't think in that 45 minutes he had enough time to be able to.
Well, and at that time it was a beta version too.
Now it's over.
Now it's for sure. Matter of fact, this summer it went off a beta and became a reality. So a lot of these YouTube clips, I would imagine, Eric, are very recent.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't think the fact is that I don't think it's that old. I think it's a fairly new type of program, and from the looks of it, and from just talking to other teachers, I don't think a lot of people are using it, or any districts are really using it much. And it definitely, from the time I developed it in the summer till now, has become much more user friendly. It was a little bit of a pain in the neck to put text boxes and organize stuff. Now it's a lot faster. Sometimes the cards look a little bit dry, but content is sometimes just more important than having all these. As you can see with this, the background pictures and things like that, they don't give you a whole lot of options. So I just go with straight black or something like that, or white, and then go from there and do what you want. So, but any other questions on how you would anything that you see? I'm thinking about using it this way in my classroom. Would it be something that I could do from the things that you've experienced? If you have any questions like that, I could kind of help you out.
It seems to be very intuitive, Eric.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very intuitive.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's definitely. It's pretty straightforward. So. It plays around. You can see what other teachers are doing with it as well, and see how they're using it in their classroom, and basically how to create a lab. This is kind of how I figured it out, because I don't think the guy that came in here 30 hours really sat down and said this is exactly how you set it up. He just showed the features of what it can do, and I don't think in that 45 minutes he had enough time to be able to.
Well, and at that time it was a beta version too.
Now it's over.
Now it's for sure. Matter of fact, this summer it went off a beta and became a reality. So a lot of these YouTube clips, I would imagine, Eric, are very recent.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't think the fact is that I don't think it's that old. I think it's a fairly new type of program, and from the looks of it, and from just talking to other teachers, I don't think a lot of people are using it, or any districts are really using it much. And it definitely, from the time I developed it in the summer till now, has become much more user friendly. It was a little bit of a pain in the neck to put text boxes and organize stuff. Now it's a lot faster. Some